But like, we're not gonna do that.
Okay. Well, that's very good. Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. Let me make sure I got you guys.
So excited.
Huh? You want to say, hey, Mel, because the camera is pointed right in your face as you're stuffing food in there. You want to say, Rosie, you want to come over and say good morning?
Good morning.
Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? And Rosie is off on the side making faces. So, good morning, and how do you do? I'd like to introduce myself to you. My name is JoJo. What? I'm not going to do the whole cheer. Good morning, everybody.
You don't know it.
I do know it. Leave me alone. I'm a cheerleader.
Okay. Please.
Yes, this is the card dish. You want to say good morning, Miss Margaret?
Good morning, Miss Margaret.
You going to say good morning, Miss Margaret?
Good morning, Miss Margaret.
She loves you, by the way. That's your friends. Good morning, Kimberly. She said, y'all be great today.
Yes, ma'am.
They say yes, ma'am.
They're going to hashtag change the world.
They're going to hashtag change the world.
I forgot my watch.
Oh. Yes, we're singing on the show. All right, guys. I hope you are having a great morning. I hope you're ready to get this Tuesday started and that you're
are you ready to go? Oh.
She says, hi, Rosie and pretty girl with the hair. Love you. Have a good day. Be peaceful. Be peaceful, Melody. All right, guys. I hope you don't forget your lunch.
Yeah, I know.
Here, do you need money?
Can I just have it?
Here, Mel here. I only got there you go. All right. All right, so thank you. Have a good day. So the girls are out the car now. Yes, Rosie says she's changing the world today. All right, guys. So we are ready to get this day started. I hope you guys enjoyed the show yesterday. I really did. I think I zoned out at some point because the words, I really felt them yesterday. So I hope it was something that somebody could use. I hope you share it because sharing is caring. And if your friends and family don't have Facebook, we do have a YouTube channel, so make sure you send them over there where they can binge watch all the Fearless morning shows on the YouTube. All right, so today's topic is and this is 2 or 3 steps. Yes, Miss Margaret, I felt that all day. How do you make your goals your top priority? I know all the time, and this is a judgment-free zone, and I often tell my story so that it doesn't feel like somebody saying, you're doing this wrong, and you. This is your life. You're free to live it however you want. But I take it seriously that I'm a seed planter. I gave myself that title because seed planters put things into the ground knowing eventually it's going to grow if it's put into good ground. And I'm hoping that whatever I share is beneficial for somebody to get what they need, because I can't force you to change. I can inspire you to change, but I want to be your change agent. I want to see the action behind it, because you can get your inspiration from your pastor. You can get your inspiration from a TV show, your best friend. You can get your inspiration from anywhere, but I want to be that agent of change that says, once I met JoJo, I don't have a choice other than to do something different. I read Lisa Nichols said that, and at first I thought it was arrogant, and then I realized it's not. She's taking what she's saying and what she's doing extremely serious, so serious in fact that she doesn't take lightly the interactions that she has with people. So I don't take lightly the interactions that I have with people, and I hope that once you meet me that I say something that presses upon you, that insists that there's something you have to know, you have to find out, that you have to change. Right. And yes, Miss Margaret, it's based on my experience, so I can't point a finger at you. I'll say you in the general terms, speaking as myself, but I'm never going to say what I'm going to say what I know to be factual and truthful for me. And you've got to live that for yourself. All right. So how do you make your goals a top priority? Meaning, how do you make that self-care, that mental health, that me time, setting those new rules to you? How do you make that a top priority? How do you do that? Right. And you have an obligation to yourself. You owe it to yourself. Period. I can't be a good mama and a good driver for the other little girl if I'm not taking care of myself. I can't be, because my dysfunction is going to overrun into their lives, and that's not fair to them. That's absolutely not fair to who they are. It's not fair to who they want to be. It's not fair, and it's not fair for you to project, meaning me, to project my fears and the things that hold me back because I don't understand them onto somebody else and make it their problem and their issue. And I think as parents, we really got to think about that. What are we projecting onto? What fears are we projecting onto our children that they are taking as fact? Because nerd science, the first 5 years of your children's life, they have no concept of what is true and what is not. Meaning, this is my mother, I know that's true, but am I afraid of this? Do I like this or do I not? They have no concept of what is truth. It is during those 5 years that they are observing us as parents that they get the answers that they need, the basis that they need to say, this is true, this is not true. And from there, once that's set, from 6 to 10, it's cemented into their brain. And from 10 on, it's going to be hell changing your child's mindset from the fears that you may have set up from the day they were born up until that point. So be mindful of what you're passing along to your children. Are you passing your fears along, your frustrations, your anger, your disappointment in your own life? You're mad where you're at. Are you passing that along because your children, they absorb? You got to realize from birth to 5, your children develops everything that they're going to need to take them throughout life by the time they're 5. And they got 90% of it from you. So what are you basing your children with? That's not what I meant to say. Miss Margaret got me started. So how do I make my goals a priority? Yes, if we sow nonsense to them, that's exactly what will grow. So we talk all the time that you got to have that me time. I'm always going to tell you guys to be quiet, to find some kind of time for you. Let me tell you how it was so hard for me, because as a single mother with 2 girls, I decided right in the middle of one being 9 months old, let me go back and get my MBA. How about that? Let me go back to, and my family's almost 400 miles away. I don't know anybody. I just started a job. I can't really be off, but let me go back to school. And so I went to a physical school. And so to be at school at night and to come home and pick up kids and feed them and get them into bed at 11. And it was physically and mentally draining. But I had to learn to make my goals a priority. Even as a mother, you've got to let you be a priority. If you're not a priority in your life, you can't help anybody else. The first thing you have to do is time management. I had to learn that the hard way about time management, because if you don't, you'll realize you lose a lot of time. And as a single parent, I didn't have a whole lot of time. I didn't have a whole lot of time to give anybody that wasn't doing what I needed it to do. And so I set myself a schedule. I knew that I had homework to do or I had class. And so my schedule was, after I took the kids where they needed to be so I could go to school, I went to school until 10 p.m. By the time I picked up the kids and got home, it was 11 p.m. I gave them a bath, went to bed. I was up at 5 a.m. to get ready to start the day over again. If it was not school, I got home at 6. That meant we had dinner. I played with the kids. They were in the bath by 8. 8:30, they were in their room. 9, they were for sure sleep. And from 9 to 10 is what I called me time. I did whatever I wanted to do. I took a shower. I vegged out on TV. I chit-chatted. I did whatever. But at that 10 o'clock hour, I stopped. And from 10 to 1 is when I did my homework every night. 10 to 1, I went to a different room and I did my work, and I went to bed at 1 and I woke back up at 5, and I did that until I finished my MBA. I didn't have a choice because my goal was my priority. Even though there were other priorities, I knew I could not manage it if I didn't have time management. Was it, Miss Mike? I didn't even get to see it. So time management. How do you make your goals a priority? The first thing is time management. Even if you're a stay-at-home mom, time management. Even if you work 2 jobs and you're a single parent, time management is essential. The second one is you got to be comfortable with saying no. Putting myself on a schedule made me realize is that I was doing a whole lot of things that were not beneficial to me, that were beneficial to everybody else. And because it was beneficial to everybody else, I didn't have any time for me. So I was always exhausted. I was always sleepy. I was always tired. That meant I was always in a church because I was the Sunday school teacher. I was the Bible study teacher. I helped with the homeless shelter. I helped with the clothing ministry. I did the dance ministry. I did everything, and all of that took up all my extra time. And so by the time I got home, there was nothing left for me to give between school, church, and kids. I didn't have any time for me, and I had to learn to start saying no. And my time management system helped me to do that. Now, this can work even for a kid because Rosie uses a time management system even as a kid, because sometimes our kids can become overwhelmed with school, especially if they're in high school. They can become overwhelmed and it's too much. And Rosie is definitely on a time management system. From the time she gets home, she has her free time, and then we set it up in blocks so she can achieve whatever she wants to achieve. But until your goals become a priority, every excuse in the world will work. Until you become committed instead of interested. Because, if you're interested, any excuse is going to deter you from doing what you need to do. But once you become committed to that idea and that thought, there's no excuse that's going to stop you from getting and achieving what you want to do. That's the difference between being interested and being committed. And once you figure out which one you are, like yesterday, the tongue in your mouth and your tongue in your shoe have got to align. That's when they're going to start to line up together, when you become committed. If you're just interested, then you're going to be able to deviate and go from that. When you become committed, you do the time management. You set the calendar alerts. Let me tell you something. And this will make you recognize your weaknesses as well. I know I'm a procrastinator to my heart. So what do? I have a family calendar that's on the wall in my office. I have one that's in my purse. I have one that's on my desk in my office. I have one at my desk at work. That does not include my electronic, my Google Calendar. Hey, Lynn, I didn't see you come on. That doesn't include my Google Calendar. I've got to have that many reminders because it is that serious for me, and I'm that committed to doing what I need to do. Period. Now, at one point, I was printing out my daily schedule every morning, but I procrastinated about that. But I still have it in my pocketbook. It still pops up on my phone. I have alerts starting at 5. Just as a reminder, you know what my first alert is? It's prayer time. So I know automatically at 5 is going off and I have my quiet time. You got to make your goal your top priority. If you do not, what you're going to find is everything else and everyone else will become your priority, and you're not going to do what you need to do. You will be exhausted, worn out. You're going to have nothing left to give. And then when you have nothing left to give, you're going to become angry because people keep demanding of you. You're going to get mad because they're asking for more. And because you haven't let them know that you have nothing left to give, they don't know. Because takers don't know that you don't have anything left to give. They assume that you're a giver for life, and that's all you're going to do is give, give, give. They don't know they need to pull back in because they're takers and they don't think like that. And so then you're going to get mad because they're not acknowledging that they're taking. And you're going to get mad because you didn't say no. You didn't manage your time. And you're going to get angry like, why can't they see I'm trying to give all I can give and nobody's willing to say, hey, glad you're giving over here because we're appreciating. And then we're going to get mad because at no point did we say no. At no point did we say, hey, this is important to me that I have my me time, or I have my quiet time, or I have my mental. You can label your time whatever it is you want it to be. As what's the girl name? Maxine says, she reclaiming her time. Until you get angry and reclaim your time, everybody's going to take it. And when how to keep your goals a priority, number one is that time management. When you start doing that, you'll be amazed at how much time you can find for yourself. I guarantee you could probably at least get 2 to 3 hours a day. An hour to work, an hour home, and an hour after the kids go to bed, before the kids get to bed, or 30 minute, however you want to get it. But because when you become determined that you become your priority, your goals are your priority, like you know what you want, and this is where how you're going to achieve it. Then when those become a priority, then you can become serious about where you want to go and what you want to do. So think about that today, guys. This is Take Action Tuesday, right? This is Tuesday, right? Thankful Tuesday. No, that's Thankful Thursday. Take Action Tuesday. Margaret says Taco Tuesday. Make your goals a priority for yourself. Number one is that time management. If Google has a gazillion, go to your local I'm a journal junkie. If anybody ever wants to get me anything, I love journals. I love calendars and journals. The prettier, the better. It makes me feel like I'm doing something. I know. So if find you one and write it down. When you write it down, it brings into your memory the things that you need to accomplish. And here's the exciting thing about being on this journey. You get so excited that, oh, I'm going to change the world and I know exactly how I'm going to do it. And I have this great goal, and my goal, and you can break them up for the week. My goal this week is to spend 30 minutes by myself. When I first went into counseling, and here's a confession and conversation. When I first went to my first counseling session, good morning, Kitty Lynn, how are you? And my first counselor, she said, Miss Waddell, and she asked me how much time I spent by myself. I said, what do you mean? I'm a single mother. I don't have time to spend time by myself. I got to take care of the kid. I'm giving her a list of things, and she didn't move. She was like, Miss Waddell, when do you spend time for yourself? I was like, when I go to sleep, because I got things to do. I ain't got time to be, I'm trying to do things. And she was like, until you make some time for yourself, what you want to do is going to become harder to accomplish. And I was like, what? So this is her recommendation, and I'm going to recommend it on you. This is Take Action Tuesday. So this is what you're going to do today to keep your goals your top priority. She said, I want you. And she was like, you're a procrastinator, number one. She kept calling me out on that. I hated that. But number two, she said, this is going to be really hard for you, but I want you to spend some time with yourself. And I was like, okay. She was like, I don't want you to read a book, because y'all know I'm a nerd. I get a book and call that me time. She was like, I don't want you to write anything. I don't want you to play any music. I don't want you to do anything but sit still and be quiet. I was like, okay. She was like, I want you to do it for 15 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. And so she was like, one way to keep you still is to get in a bubble bath, lock the door, let the children be asleep so nobody's going to come in and interrupt. There's no phone in there. There's nothing but you in the tub and some water. Sit there for 15 minutes. Don't bathe. Just sit still for 15 minutes. Let me tell y'all something. I made it to minute 2.5. And I was out that bathtub. I thought I was going to go insane. To sit still and do absolutely nothing. All I could think about was the things that I needed to do. All I could think about was I could be folding clothes. I need to wash clothes. I could change the sheets on the bed. I could cook dinner for tomorrow. I could fix lunch. I had 1,000 thoughts. And so the next time I saw her, she was like, you only made it 5 minutes, right? I was like, I didn't even make it 5 minutes. I made it 2.5 minutes. And she just died laughing. She was like, you got to increase it. So now, like yesterday, my bath time where I sat there and did nothing was 45 minutes. I had to work my way up there. But your goal, you have to be your top priority along with your goals. You know how you set your goal? I'm going to lose weight. You set your goal on start a business. You set your goal, I'm going to live better. I'm going to stop cussing. Whatever your goal is, put you right up there at the top of it. And then number one to that is time management. So today, your Take Action Tuesday, your thing to do is spend some quiet time with yourself, period. In the bathroom, in the tub, with no children, no kids, no man, no, just nothing. You and your thoughts. And you will be surprised. What you'll find is that you don't breathe as good as you thought you do. When you don't breathe, your mind doesn't think. And 95% of the time, we as humans, we only breathe 50% of the time. We hold our breath a lot. Like we take shallow breathing breaths, and we don't do the deep breathing where our entire body gets the full effect of oxygen. Yeah, I'm a nerd science moment. But take some time today. Maybe you're only going to make it to the minute mark. Maybe you're only going to make it to the 2-minute mark. But whatever it is, and here's the danger. Don't do this when you get into bed. Because if you're still for more than 2 to 3 minutes and you done had a crazy day, you will go to sleep, and then that defeats the purpose of your me time. Get in a bathtub. I promise it will challenge you mentally. Like, you'll be like, oh, JoJo, that's easy. Let me tell y'all something. I can't wait till tomorrow somebody come back and tell me how hard it was. I made it a minute too. That first month, I couldn't get past 2 minutes. By the second month, I was up to 5. And then eventually I worked my way up slowly. And it was only once a week. It wasn't an everyday thing because I couldn't do it every day. But it became a priority that it was a once a week thing. It doesn't have to. And for me, my me time or my priority time for me is whenever I feel like I need it. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or if it's a Thursday night. Whenever you need it, that's the time that you take. So to keep your goals a top priority, number one is that time management. And inside of that, take some time for yourself. Do the bath where you sit there and let your thoughts just run free, but don't make them get you up out the water. And number 2 is be comfortable with your no. Yes. Oh, Kitty Lynn, let me tell you, sister, that's going to be so hard. Because you're always, and here's the thing, and I am my sister's keeper. So I got you, sister. When, as parents and wives and girlfriends and workers, our mind is always on it. Our mind is always on it. We're always thinking of the next thing that we need to do. The next thing, oh my Lord, I forgot this. And even in the middle of you working, you be like, gosh darn it, I knew I forgot something. Our brains are always on. So it's going to be hard doing that first month or so. I'm telling you, it's going to be hard. And then you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to remember it. You won't remember it when you get out of the bath either. So just try it. I encourage everybody just to try it, to make your goals a top priority. Number 1 is that time management. Schedule you in. So print out a calendar for the day. Go to Google and, just do time management calendars. If you want one, send me your address. I got a gazillion of them. I'll share one with somebody. The first person to send me a message with that address today will get one of my calendars. Now, you just mind it probably gonna have my name on it, but that makes it even better because it's coming from my heart. And anybody know me know I'm a organizer junkie. So if I'm sharing it with you, I love you, boo. So first person to send me their address, I'll send you a calendar. I'll mail it out tomorrow so you can have it by the end of the week. But print you out a day calendar like for today, and then put in there, this is the time I'm going to take for myself. Because if you don't, Kitty, please try. Because if you don't, you're going to find you have time for everybody but yourself. And we as women are beautiful and amazing creatures. We create things. We create humans. Y'all, we create humans, like we grow humans inside of us and we push them out into the world for them to go and change the world. Well, you are beyond amazing. You are beyond creative. You are beyond You have so much power within your being that you have no idea that you have. That if you just took some time management, took some time to harness and think about how truly powerful you are, then you could be more for your family. Then you could be more for your community. Then you could be more for you, so that when you do go out into community, you have more to give, because we will #change the world, because I am my sister's keeper. And that's what we are here for. I'm telling you, that's what we are here for. So today, guys, how do you make your goals your priority? Number one is that time management. And inside of that, take some. And if you have girls, you taking time for yourself is essential for your girls to notice, because they notice that mommy puts out everything to everybody. They know they're not going to ask daddy nothing in the house. They coming to mama first. Did you look? Nope, I'm coming to you first. Did you ask somebody else? Nope, I'm coming to you first. And so when you tell them that your me time is important and is essential, then they know and they pick that up. Rosie at 5 came home from kindergarten. I'll never forget this. And she told me she had an exhausting day in kindergarten. And if I could just run her a bubble bath, it would be okay, because those people in kindergarten were rough. And my baby took a bubble bath, and she shut the door and locked it and wouldn't let me in till she came out. Now, mind you, she probably didn't take a bath. She truly just played in the bubbles, but she knew they model what they see. And just this past Thursday, she came and said, I was working. She came, sat down in the office. She said, can we talk? I was like, sure. And she said, you always say mental health is important. And I said, absolutely. She said, so can we talk about a few things? Absolutely. The computer went down, the door was shut, and we talked it out. They model, and let me tell you something, I'm not the best of parenting at all, honey. We winging this thing over here and hoping for the best. But what I do know is that my mental health is essential, that quiet time is essential, and that I'm teaching my girls that if you don't pour back into yourself, you cannot give to the world. You can't be great to the world, because you'll be pouring from empty. And empty equals emptier. Is that a such thing? But you can't get 0 plus 0 equals 0. It's not going to give me anything. I don't care what you multiply it by and what you add to it. It's still going to be 0. So think about that today, guys. What are our healthy habits that we're passing down to our children? And become the number 2 one is be comfortable with your no. When you set up that time management and you start looking at it, you become more aware of what you can and cannot do and your limitations, and you're more comfortable with saying, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you. And then you're not saying that out of a bad place. You're saying it out of a good place, that I need to take this minute to do something else. Maybe I can help you later. But you're also taking it out of doing this thinking time, this me time. What are you allowing in that's no longer serving you that you need to get out? And so then your no's become easier, because now you're quieter so that you can hear what's no longer serving you. Right? So when I had that quiet time, I realized, that friendship, dog, even though I loved her and she was my best friend, it wasn't the best relationship for me. So it was, it was maybe something I needed to do different for myself inside of that friendship. Sorry about that, guys. There's this little old lady, and I want y'all to see her come out. She is a substitute teacher here at my daughter's school, and she told me that I keep parking in the visitors parking, and she's a visitor and a teacher. And so every morning, if I'm here when she comes, she just gives me the evil eye. She's literally like 4'2". She's going to open up her door, and I promise you're not going to be able to see her. You'll see the door open, but you won't see her because she's that little. But think about that today, guys. Think about in your quiet time. Think about the relationships that you have, and what do you need to say no to inside of those relationships? Are your friends taking advantage of you? Because I know some of mine were taking advantage of me. Yes, they were. And I was allowing them to do it. And here's the thing about people who take advantage or who are takers. They have no problem with what they're doing. I mean, clearly, they have no problem. If it irritates you, the problem is yours, and then you have to address it, because they don't have a problem with you giving them everything that they ask for. Your children have no problem with that. Your husband has no problem with it. The next door neighbor, the job, nobody has a problem with that. You have the problem. So then if you're both the problem and the solution, do something about it. And that's where the new rooster, new you come into as well. So, all right, guys, I hope this has helped somebody today. It's Take Action Tuesday. It's also Taco Tuesday, as Miss Margaret says. So, guys, I take what I say very seriously. I know I say it jokingly, but I share my truths and my experience so that you don't have to continue to live in crazy, because I'm the only live past crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? So I share this so that I can show you that these are things that work. I've tried them. Yes, they do work. And if you just be patient, it will change. You can't start this journey and immediately. Now, the crazy can't stop. Did y'all see the little short lady? Do you see her? Look how little she is. I promise you can change. In the beginning, you can stop the crazy almost immediately. Number one step is to be quiet. Number 2 is to journal it and write it down. Number 3 is you got to have your daily mantra. And I'm a firm believer that if you've ever been to one of my events, you know, we always close out the show with a mirror, and I give you guys a mirror. And this is what I say. I learned this a long time ago on my journey. On those days when I'm feeling bad, I feel like I look like crap. I feel bummy. I have my grandma's shoes on to go into the office. I didn't feel like combing my hair. There is no lipstick. I just don't. I don't want to wear a bra. I just want to stay in jogging pants and sweatshirts and fuzzy socks. I want to lay on my couch with a fuzzy blanket with a sleeping cap on my head. And I want to eat chocolate and drink Pepsi and an ice cream with some Oreo cookies and peanut M&Ms. When I'm having one of those days, it's okay, number 1, to acknowledge it. Number 2, it's okay to go to sleep and start over. But number 3, if we're going to push through it, if we're going to have a good day anyway, what hangs on my mirror at home is something that I say, and I say it until I feel it. And this is what I say. So y'all repeat after me. I look good. I feel good. I am good. And I say those 3 things over. JoJo, you look good. JoJo, you feel good. JoJo, you are good. And I say those things over and over. And here she comes. Watch her knock on my window. And I say those things over and over again until I feel like I'm.
Thank you.
You well, no problem. You have a great day. Man, I saw you coming by.
Yeah, it's like, oh, good. She saved me from going way to the back.
No problem. You have a great day today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I told you, she's the cutest little thing. So, guys, those are the things that I say to myself in the morning when I'm having. It doesn't have to be morning. It could be in the middle of the day when I'm aggravated the devil out of me, or I've allowed their energy to affect me. I look good. I feel good. I am good. And when you having a day like that, turn your camera on. Go stand in the bathroom mirror. Pull out a mirror in your pocket. I keep some in my wallet. In my purse, and I look in the mirror, and sometimes I can't say it out loud because I don't want nobody to think that I'm crazy for real. So I say, I look good, I am good, I feel good. And instantly you're going to smile. You're going to start to giggle, and you will feel better about yourself and about your situation. And that, my friend, is what it's all about. That's what it's all about on this Be Fearless journey. I promise you. I promise you can live past crazy. I promise that there's life after crazy. And you can define crazy however you want. Your crazy doesn't have to be like mine. So thank you guys so much for watching the Fearless Morning Show. I greatly appreciate you. Please make sure you share it because sharing is caring. This is Take Action Tuesday. Take 5 minutes today. 15. Try to do that 15, but I promise you ain't going to make it past 2. Don't write nothing. Don't read a book. There's no radio. There's no kids. There's no nothing. It's you in a room with your thoughts. And I promise you're going to be amazed how better you feel. And if you don't know my red bucket story, go to my page and listen to my red bucket story. It's where I have so many thoughts and I can't sleep. I put them in. I mentally see a little red bucket and I put all of my thoughts in my little red bucket and I empty out my mind. I promise your shoulders will come off of your ears and you can paint your bucket whatever color you want. Mine just happens to be red. So you can paint your little red bucket. And I literally gave my girls buckets. that they can put their thoughts and frustrations and fears in. And here's the wonderful thing about the little red bucket. It never appears again unless you force it to. Once it goes in a bucket, that's where it stays. And only way it comes back is if you force it to come back, because it doesn't want to, but it will if you keep forcing it. So today, guys, how to make your goals a top priority. Number 1 is time management. Print your little goals out. I did get my first address. I'm going to send that out to you today as soon as I get home. And then number 2 is be comfortable with your no's. And you doing the time management is going to help you being comfortable with those no's. No's were really hard for me, and sometimes they're still hard. I'm getting better at it. And y'all know who helps me with my no's? Rosie. Rosie helps me with my no's because Rosie is so in tune to who she is and her truths that she can say no and mean it and will keep stepping like she didn't hurt your feelings. And she is true to who she is, and I admire that about her. So Rosemont, my 14-year-old, has helped me with my no's more than anything else. Even though I have a process in place, she has helped me with my no's and being comfortable with saying my no's. All right, guys, please make sure you share the show. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, we do have a YouTube channel so they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. We have over 340 shows over there. So they're all by topic and by title. So you can pick one to watch it or to share. Because sharing is caring, because we will change the world. And I am my sister's keeper. If you want a sister's keeper t-shirt, please let me know, and I will give you the order form so that you can order you one. Hopefully they should be in soon so I can show them to you. But I am my sister's keeper. We all are sister's keepers, and I'm a firm believer that if I can plant a seed with you, you will change your family. Your family can change the community, and your community, we will change the world. It is truly that simple, but my friend, it does start with you. I promise it starts with you. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will see you here bright and early tomorrow morning at 7:15. Have a good one.